Hey guys, it's video 2 of the Walt Disney World Reviews and News. So let's get started right away. The last chance to see the Magic Kingdom Celebrated Dream Come True Parade is approaching. It's going to be closing to make way for the new Festival of Fantasy Parade. Basically, the Festival of Fantasy Parade is to showcase the new Fantasyland, which if you ask me is a disappointment. Epcot's Frozen meet and greet is extended to the end of the month. So, you can still meet characters, Anna and Elsa. And Typhoon Lagoon closed today due to cold weather. You'll see that a lot. Once there's cold fronts around the country, they will close the water parks. And the thing that stinks is they don't have indoor pools at any of the hotels, I don't think. So that kind of sucks. And Disney reveals the new Run Disney 2014 shoes. So that will debut at the WDW Marathon Weekend Expo. And the My Magic Plus rollout is to accelerate in early 2014. My Disney Experience is going to be reworked. And there will be an expansion of off-site FastPass Plus use. So that's just going to make FastPass Plus lines longer. I went early December 1st to the 8th. And really, if you buy Magic Plus, select FastPass, the lines are really short, but expect that to be short-lived. So now, on to the reviews. Sorry for that tone. Now, I'm going to start with a classic Disney ride attraction, the Walt Disney World Railroad. It's one of my favorite rides in Disney, but I think it kind of gets overlooked. It's another one of those cool down rides where you go on when the lines are long or it's hot out. Well, I shouldn't say that because it is outdoor. But Walt Disney was a train enthusiast, so he loved trains. He had model trains in his home. Towards the end of his life, he was really into trains. So he wanted an attraction based on, a train, a railroad. They used to have a railroad at the Fort Wilderness Resort, but that closed. So now, in the Magic Kingdom, is the Walt Disney World Railroad. So basically, it's a transportation ride. It takes you to Fantasyland, what was the other one? Main Street USA, and Frontierland. You could ride it round trip from anywhere from Fantasyland to Fantasyland around. Or you could use it to stop off somewhere. But I think it's a people mover kind of extended because it goes around the whole park. But I think the People Mover I would rate above it because the People Mover gives you an inside look. This ride you do go through Splash Mountain, but it's just through a small window through the ending scene, and it's not that fast. It's fast, so you have to keep your eyes peeled for that. But it does go around pretty much the whole park. It goes through Tomorrowland, Adventureland, all the good stuff. It used to go through Toontown, but Toontown closed. So, it's a good transportation ride, and it's a good ride round trip. What do I give it? 3 stars. Like the People Mover, I love the ride, but if you're a thrill seeker, the thrill rating is 0. There's no thrill at all. It's not a roller coaster or anything like that, or a simulator. But it still is a good ride, good way to avoid some walking, cut down on the miles you're going to walk, because Walt Disney World is pretty much a marathon. So that's the first ride. Now, the second ride is somewhat, well, the original attraction was called Journey into Imagination. It starred 2 of the most beloved characters in Epcot history. I think the only more adored character is probably I don't know, at Epcot. Really, besides, I don't know. I think these two are the most beloved characters in Epcot history. However, in 2001 or 1999, the attraction closed. It was revamped, or I'd say downgraded, in a journey into your imagination, which was Eric Idle as Dr. Nigel Channing, who was one of the most hated characters in Epcot history. You go from one of the most loved to most hated. But Figment was reduced from a major role to an incredibly minor role. Just a few cameos, like 3 appearances, I think. And the Dreamfinder was completely removed. And then, a couple years later, Journey into Your Imagination was the least popular attraction in Walt Disney World. And people kept asking for Figment. I remember my first trip to Disney World in 2005. I think I was around 10 around that time. I think so. Oh, anyway. I was around 10, and Journey to it, I love Figment, but the ride itself was kind of boring, and it wasn't very imaginative. Basically, it's an institute open house, that's the theming, but basically, they take you through the senses, but really, it's not imaginative at all. It's it's basically journey into your 5 senses. So for that matter, it's pretty bad. And once I watched the original attraction because I never got to experience it myself, I realized, oh my god, Figment is annoying compared to his original counterpart, and he's just not as lovable as he used to be. And Nigel Channing, who replaced the Dreamfinder, is freaking annoying. And the song One Little Spark is downgraded. It used to be so great. Chuck McCann, the guy who played the Dreamfinder, did a great job of singing, but Eric Idle does a terrible job at this. But it reminds you too much of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because the original attraction that shared the Imagination Pavilion was or Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, which was a 3D show replaced by its successor, Captain EO. So, its successor and predecessor was Captain EO. I think there might have been an attraction after Captain EO, but I'm not sure. So, what do I give Journey into Imagination with Figment? A 1 out of 5. It's my lowest and probably one of my least favorite attractions at the Disney park. It is totally worth skipping if, excuse me, it's your second time down. If you've already been on this, then avoid it. But if it's your first time down, go on it because Figment is a classic Disney character. Even though I say this isn't really Figment, this is just a downgraded version. But it still has a hint of classic Disney, classic Epcot. It's kind of, I don't know, it's similar to most attractions at Epcot have been downgraded, except for the Seas. I think, the original attraction wasn't that good. I'm glad they put something more for children in there to increase the capacity and people who are interested. But if you look at it, Horizons and World of Motion were the two, I think, headlining attractions besides Spaceship Earth at Epcot. And once they were removed and replaced with Mission Space and Test Track. Now, don't get me wrong, but Mission Space and Test Track are both great rides, but they can't hold a candle or flame to the original attractions that once took up the buildings. But I'm getting on a tangent on old Epcot. That might be a video for later I'll be talking about old Epcot and how it's really, I think, been downgraded to what we have now. But thank you for watching, and thanks for sticking with me. Next video should be soon, a couple days, or even next week, or possibly tomorrow. See you guys later.